Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie
And this
Thomas
is Mary Thomas
of Thomas and Thomas PC, also known as the
Sales Tax Sisters.
And we are going to be talking about automation today.
And so this is a sister video to the last one that we put out in the series on audits. In the previous video, we talked about upgrading your accounting system. This is the companion because so you're automating. Let's talk about what that means. When we have people who go in and they upgrade their systems, they could be buying an app or access to software as a service whereby they're going to use it to bill people in different jurisdictions, file returns to different jurisdictions to make their lives easier. Depending on how many jurisdictions you're in, you may really need to invest in having some things automated to make sure that you're hitting the deadlines. Here's the thing about automation. You have to make sure that the correct information is populating your software.
Mm-hmm.
So that means are taxable items and services coded as being taxable?
Yes.
Is it at the right rate? Now, most automated services, they will do the right rate, and you don't have to really worry about that much, but I've seen some instances where that rate was wrong. So you do want to go in and look. The thing about automation is that you want to do is take a transaction from the very beginning all the way through the end. And when I say all the way through the end, let me back up. When I say from the beginning, look at a bill, an invoice that you generated, and follow that sucker through the entire system, all the way through to where the money remitted, the tax was remitted to the taxing authority. So you're just going to take it from beginning all the way through your accounting system through to the end to make sure that all the information that you are reporting to the taxing authorities, actually all the information that you're reporting to the third party who's filing for you is accurate and correct. Because what will happen in a lot of situations when you automate different things is that third party provider is taking responsibility for their software working correctly. They're not taking responsibility for if you have populated the software correctly.
Exactly. And like she said, garbage in, garbage out. The other thing is I find with a lot of automation and accounting systems, the more sophisticated your business is, the more you really need to pay attention to how things are coded. That is especially true if you are providing services that may or may not be taxable, or if you are selling certain things that some of it is taxable, some of it is not. You need to make sure in the beginning that things are coded correctly and everything is flowing the way it needs to flow.
Yes. I've seen some reports from people who will ask me to do research, and I look at it and I'm like, this tax rate does not exist in this jurisdiction.
Yeah.
What's going on here? And you'll have people who say, well, and this is something that, we could talk about forever. The source documents, but we taxed this transaction, but we didn't tax that one. We taxed this one, but we didn't tax that one. And this is the tax rate pulled down. And then you look at it and you're like, oh, okay. Or you have instances where there are partial exemptions on different things. And so then that can look really crazy if it's not recorded with specificity that there was a partial exemption that was going on here. So what you really want to do is when you're automating, you're starting over. So go through those first couple months and periodically from then on and make sure that your system is recording your transactions the way you intended to, and that the state's getting all the money. If you're taking any kind of reductions in the money that you remit to any taxing authority, be it prepayment discounts, and they do exist.
Timely filing discounts.
Timely filing discounts. Make sure that is very clear in your records that you took that discount. We were involved with an audit where people were appropriately taking the timely filing discount and the prepayment discount, and the auditor had scheduled it for taxation because
it was sitting in the accrual accounts.
It was sitting in the accrual accounts, and they had not actually gone in and made a note as to what it was.
Yeah.
So with automation, this is what you're going to do. Have your accounting team or the people who are going to be working with it buy into it. Make sure they understand fully what's going on. if you're not going to buy all the modules, and that happens, some people don't buy all the modules, make sure that whatever you buy covers you. And whatever you don't buy, that you have some kind of workaround, something that everybody fully understands so you can make sure that you are fully covered. Trace transactions through to make sure that that everything is the way that you want it. Taxability is right, the tax rate's right, and that the states that should be getting the money and the localities that should be getting the money are getting the money.
Exactly.
And that you have an audit trail to show that everything works the way that it should. And check it periodically. Just check it periodically. It's just like getting a haircut. Haircut looks really good that first week. And then when your hair grows in a little bit, it looks even better. There's going to come a day when you look at it and you're like, it's not in the hairstyle no more. This looks crazy. Same thing with with software and all. You've got to keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on with it. And tax rules change too.
So that's another thing you have to be aware of.
Yeah. So just good on automation and making your life simpler. It doesn't mean that you don't check it.
Exactly.
So with that, I think we're done with automation. I think we're done with upgrades. Systems, you want to make sure they work as intended. And you have the audit trail for at least 3 to 4 years, depending on where you are, so that if you are audited, it's not a big deal.
Exactly. So.
Oh, and one more tip. Make sure more than one person understands your system.
Oh,
in
yes.
its entirety,
Yes.
make sure more than one person understands your system.
Exactly. You don't want Mary to know your system, and then Mary hit the lotto and it's gone.
Yeah, and then nobody knows. And if you're dealing with different jurisdictions, know your passwords. If you are a business owner, there's a tendency to just delegate it to a bookkeeper or accountant and not know what your system ID is, not know what your password is. That's the kiss of death. You have to know what all your passwords are. Put it somewhere because you are ultimately responsible for compliance. True, they are not. So with that, no more tips. If you like the video, please thumb it up. Please subscribe if you like the content and hit the bell. And if you have any questions, like we said, we are the Sales Tax Sisters, but we also operate as Thomas and Thomas PC. Come check us out.
Yeah. So have a great day, everyone.
Bye.